So we want to sustain this business for future generations to come ahead, and we need to change the perception of family businesses die in the third generation. No, we actually want to build الكفاح as a company that will sustain for generations forward.
Welcome to CarbonXChange, a VCM podcast where we are speaking to industry leaders, innovators, influencers, and disruptors who are making a positive impact, both for their businesses, but more importantly, for the future generation and our world. Now, family businesses are very much part of the fabric of the social and economic structure in the kingdom. You go down on the streets of Riyadh, Jeddah, Dammam, Khobar, Yambu, anywhere, and you will notice so many of these family businesses, names that pop up in industrial segments, so many diversified areas, and also much of the much-loved retail brands we see are owned and operated by family businesses. Today, I'm delighted to welcome somebody who is balancing a great legacy as well as the vision for the future and sustainability. Dana Al-Afaliq joins us today from AlKifah Holdings, and we will be speaking about balancing priorities, family businesses, legacies, and the brand. Dana, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Dana, let me start with your own personal journey first. I would love to understand how you got into sustainability, what inspired you to get into sustainability, and then we'll move into the balance of these family dynamics and moving into the future as well. So let us tell about your journey.
Sure. Okay, so my journey started in الكفاح as a third generation member from the family. And the reason of me joining is the idea of giving back to the legacy. That legacy that was built on business impact, on how to create impactful businesses since its inception. And from there, I joined in the hands-on work and project in the construction, facility management, and engineering. From there, I understood what impact is and the impact that the company is creating. Later on, my journey have transformed to much more bigger role, which is in strategies, partnerships, and strategic relationships, where we've seen the level of business impact and sustainability is important for family businesses. And from there, I took the role of a part of my role was social responsibility initiatives that we used to be doing in the company. And from there, we saw the importance of structuring that sustainable approach that we do since our inception, so 55 years ago, into a best formalized way with matrices that would measure our impact as a business, and try to speak about it, that people learn more about what we do.
Great. Dana, thanks a lot for the introduction of your role and the context. I would really love to explore how, as this diversified family group, do you implement the sustainability vision all the way from higher level strategies towards the execution at different levels in different segments as well?
Okay, so as you said, we're very diversified, but in 2022, we started our commitment for ESG and building our sustainability strategy, where we wanted to professionalize the impact that we've been doing 50 plus years ago. So what we've done, we've understood that there is no one size fits all. We have shareholder commitment and shareholders' vision when it comes to our impact, what kind of impact we want to build across our subsidiaries. And from there, we had a one corporate strategy, one corporate guideline that has pillars within a standard pillar. From there, we started sitting with every subsidiary and every line of business to understand every one of them approaches impact differently. So we wanted to build with them their, let's say, initiative of building that impact. So we started building ESG materiality assessments differently between every subsidiary, hitting those 5 pillars that we've focused on, that are around our community, our people, our environment, and governance. And from there, we started reporting on annual basis that kind of impact, that we do. And today, proudly to say that we've released our fifth report, our ESG fifth report for the year of 2025. That shows the group wide initiatives when it comes to sustainability.
Sustainability is, that's incredible. I would slightly sidetrack here, Dana, because the fascinating part with family business is, as we were chatting offline as well, emotions, sentiments, people with views. How do you build this conviction across so many different layers and layers of the organization? What's the secret sauce of making everyone come in the same direction?
Okay, so there are so many aspects that we look at us as a family. First of all, which we always say, the people that we work with are the center of our business, which is the employees of Al-Kifah, which are treated as an extended family to us. And the second thing is understanding the environment around that businesses very well. Our shareholders are still very close to the business to understand how things are moving. And as I told you, how do we build that impact around it? And from there, we would define our secret sauce. We don't look at businesses as a financial return way. We look at it from a generational impact. So everything we do, every decision we make, is built around that. How can we do that much impact to the industry? Alhamdulillah, a lot of our subsidiaries are one of the top leaders in the market because of that belief of staying close to your people, close to the environment, close to the relationships around you and the stakeholders around you, to understand their needs and develop them accordingly.
So really this balance of profitability and people really making impact in the right direction. And I know you've done the MBA from London Business School, Dana, as well. I want to put a bit of a case study hat on for 1 second. How do you see a business that is like a family-owned organization versus big corporate organizations in Saudi as well? What do you see as like the advantage for a family business to make sustainability a much more embedded scheme into their activities compared to, say, large organizations?
Okay, so several factors, I would say. One of them is the generational impact. So we always look at our legacy as a commitment, and we have to put our strategies for the generation ahead that is built around that legacy. Something else is reputation. For us is something that we cannot, we are protecting so much. So our
Can't compromise on family name.
For sure. Although our business is not linked with our family name, but in a way or another, with the growth, it became linked very much. So the shareholders' image, the shareholders' commitment is something that we cannot compromise. Also, we don't look at financial returns at the end. We look at how much, as I told you, how much impact we're building across those subsidiaries, how much beneficiaries have benefited from those beneficiaries. So we always look at it from that angle. Speed of decision making is something that is benefit in the company. Staying close as shareholders, as board members with the business made us do decisions that are faster, which is helping the company stay more sustainable. And again, every decision we do, either our shareholders, our teams are looking at it from decades in the future and generations in the future. So we want to sustain this business for future generations to come ahead, and we need to change the perception of family businesses die in the third generation. No, we actually want to build Al-Kifah as a company that will sustain for generations forward.
Quick decision making, people and impact oriented thinking, and balancing like financial gains versus the future impact for generations. That's really a great way to think about it. And I think in this concept, Dana, especially as a third generation leader of this business, and now seeing the transformation in the kingdom with Vision 2030 and so many other commitments and achievements for environment coming up for the kingdom as well. How do you see that legacy balancing out against the vision of the kingdom as well within 2030, the net zero targets? How do you see these things coming together for future?
So I'll talk about us. For us, when we started building our ESG strategy and the sustainability strategy, it was so much aligned. Our businesses, the way we do our operations, our commitments to environment, social, and governance was so much aligned with Vision 2030, the commitment of the SGI and the net zero commitments. So this have helped us a lot, and it eased us and professionalized the way we do, because it was actually very much aligned. Even the type of businesses that we had, they were very much aligned, and this would give a message of our forward thinking as shareholders when we started building our businesses. So when we talk about, for example, environmental initiatives, we started very long time ago. We're talking about 20 plus years ago. Even in the social responsibility, with the start of our education sector, it was built around social responsibility. So this was very much aligned. And when we started mapping the Vision 2030 with the businesses we have and the services we provide, it actually linked in a way or another, and helped us to sell ourselves faster to the government and and professionalize our way of thinking.
So it really gave this framework to accelerate what you were already doing.
True, and it complemented our vision. So it basically assured that whatever we have as a vision, it's actually aligned with the governmental belief or the kingdom's beliefs.
That is amazing. And one specific area, then I know we've been chatting off the camera about this as well, is this really the pioneer and the leadership on the carbon area as well. And I would really love to hear this story of where this idea came from around creating carbon credits as one of the first businesses in the kingdom to launch certified official carbon credits. Where this started? Like somebody was sleeping and saw this in a dream, or where this came from?
Okay, so our story in the carbon credits and net zero offsetting and those kind of initiatives started back in 2017, when we've produced the one of local natural pozzolan, which is a material that is used in the concrete to enhance its durability, and it reduces cement, the use of cement. Back then, and we used it in one of the mega projects back then was King Salman Maritime Industry, and today in Ras Al Khair, and today we're building actually our the largest in Saudi Arabia to produce that local natural pozzolan instead of importing it from the market. From there, the strategic approach of actually building carbon initiatives started from there. We started building the largest R&D center for concrete technologies in support with Saudi Aramco. And today, I believe it's the largest when we talk about carbon technologies, and mainly it focuses on concrete technologies related to carbon emission protection.
So now we're going towards carbon negative cement and all the...
Exactly, and that was focusing on two of our subsidiaries, الكفاح Ready Mix and Blocks and الكفاح Precast. And today they've developed more than 10 products within that R&D center that focuses on reducing carbon emission and alternative for green concrete. Talking about our story in the carbon credit and the carbon curing, it was actually a strategic decision to enhance or diversify our portfolio when it comes to green concrete. And then when we started our relationship with an international party, which is Carbon Cure, and that was basically a strategic decision to bring up best practices internationally to the local market and actually become a pioneer. Today, we are the first SASO accredited company for Carbon Cure concrete in Saudi Arabia under the umbrella of Ministry of Energy, in the concrete and in the ready mix, and in the precast as well. From there, we started commercializing the carbon credits. And today, we're happy to say that we are the first ready mix company to trade its carbon credits in the international market. Hopefully, with VCM coming on board, we're going to trade it in the local market. We started our pilot projects. We've traded some, and some is under commercialization, and we knew that it's a strategic decision that we need to take. It's a commitment now. It's part of even our investment strategy nowadays. It's an asset class that we've introduced to our investment strategy in AlKifah Holding. So our commitments in the carbon credits and carbon markets started expanding, not focusing on the only ready mix, but actually in the precast and in other construction companies we have.
That's incredible. And this is powerful, that thinking about it from a research perspective, knowledge sharing on a global level, like FDI an investment coming at the US entity and the local entity, and then quantifying it as an asset class. I think this is really congratulations to you and your team on building this strategy. One thing I would love to explore, Dana, I think not anything happens without challenges, right? There are obviously obstacles and challenges. And I would love to hear it from a wider family offices and a private sector perspective as well. What do you see are like the current key hurdles in achieving sustainability or environmental goals of the future? What are key things that you think can be like somewhat obstacles or challenges for achieving what you are setting up as a vision and strategy?
The first steppers into that market, for sure, it was a challenge that came along to us. It took us more than 2 years to actually
I
build
can't
on
imagine the
that
discussion
story.
and challenges. Yes.
Yeah, and actually, being SASO accredited, it would take so much time. We started even developing products that are related to green concrete, which is actually our own product. But there are so many challenges that we faced along the way. First, education, educating and awareness of clients. People would not usually look at long-term returns versus short-term returns. They would say, that's expensive, that's something, we don't see the value behind it. And that's not with all clients. There are so many mature clients that would support us and believed in the idea and started developing with us these initiatives and products. But it was a challenge for us at the start. The second is the regulations. We paved the way actually for other concrete companies. So we got it by learning, understanding how things are going, learning with the government. Although the government were very supportive, and large private sector were actually supportive, such as Aramco, where they were testing us in their patent technologies that they do. But it was a challenge for us to commercialize that product and to get it regulated under the government.
Because you were the pioneers. There was
Exactly.
like no guardrails defined, so you have to work and define them in the first place as well.
Exactly. But the support we got from the government and actually from the Ministry of Energy was inspiring. And that's what made us keep on moving and moving and moving, and actually growing now our R&D center and putting much bigger budget to our research and development center to enhance our green technologies in the area we are operating in.
That's incredible. So again, being the pioneer, there's obviously an open path, but then the support from private sector, from firms like Aramco, the Ministry of Energy stepping in, we were able to morph a path that many others are now following as well. One thing, and this is more on a like in a personal capacity then as well, like what keeps you motivated to keep on going? Like if you see things are happening, you'll be like, yeah, fine, I can take a step back. Now things are happening. But what keeps you going? What's the motivation behind that?
I believe inspiration, getting inspired by the government and the achievement they're doing, and inspired by the commitment of our shareholders is actually that keeps you awake every day and go and deliver. That true belief of that creating impact, value, and the way they look at the way they do decision making, the way the support they will give to each other and they would give to the community is actually for me inspiring, and would make me believe of what we do. especially that I told you the strategy we've built was around Vision 2030, which is even before Vision 2030 was released. So that would give you an assurance and inspiration that whatever you're doing is in the right way. And this is what keeps you inspired. And the second thing is looking at the face of people, the initiative you do and the impact you measure at the end, and the ESG reports that we show what we did is very emotional and inspirational. That will keep us on moving ahead. So every report we release, we put on ourselves targets. How can we make it even better? How can we show much more initiatives? And that is by itself very inspiring.
And we need to find like an index to quantify the happiness of people as well, isn't it? That's harder to measure in ESG reports, but it's what you're seeing, that seeing that in action is inspiring.
Actually, we measure engagement. That's one of the things that we do. We measure the engagement of our employees, the engagement of our community, and that's something that that we keep on measuring on quarterly basis to measure these initiatives that we do in terms of social or environment or even in the way we do govern our businesses are impactful. And that's truly inspiring when you see the results.
Dana, we've spoken a lot about balancing legacy and the future direction. I would love to get your advice for the future generations as well. Students, leaders, people who are potentially starting their journey in the world of sustainability. How can they remain committed, motivated, and then create the right impact?
Okay, so to me, I believe that this generation now are much aware of sustainability, and they actually live in it and live with it. And that's because of Vision 2030 and the way we've structured our and executed our initiatives, which focuses on sustainability as a key factor, even in the education. And I see it in our schools. Before, creating impact is something that you don't need to talk about. You have to keep it in secrecy. It's something that you only want Allah's as a blessing from it. And today, no, it's more of an awareness. It's more of educating people. So if I would give an advice based on my experience, is transform the way you do your day-to-day work in a way to measure what impact you're doing. Is what you're doing will give a better impact in the future? Is it something that is sustainable, or it's something that is it's to be done today? And if that mindset gets changed, you're actually going to think of every attitude you do from the day you wake up until you sleep. Every attitude you do, you would think, who will be impacted with that
in a positive manner,
either positive or negative. So you change your attitude accordingly. So this is what I personally started doing, even in the decisions we take in our day-to-day operations. Every decision we do, we measure its impact, how much impact it will do, how many beneficiaries will have. And this is helping us even in the way we take decisions on daily basis.
I know we were doing a corporate podcast, but this is actually gold lifestyle coaching as well, right? So implement the decision making in everyday life and how you work about it and measuring the impact. What gives you optimism, Dana? You come across as somebody who's really positive and optimistic about the future. What gives you the optimism?
A lot of things. Actually, we're living in a country that is very the decisions and the directions that are being done today is very optimistic. I live with a family who are in the way they're leading their businesses are with optimism.
Glass half full people, right?
Exactly. They are. In every decision, even in the worst situations, they would look at the full glass, I would say. So and we believe always, and I personally believe that tomorrow is a better day. Tomorrow is a good day, and this is why we're here, why we're living, and this will help you wake up every day and do your work. Something else is to have a mission in life. You would have a reason of existence, and that reason of existence you have to live with, and this will help you in directing the way you pave your way and being optimistic and looking at things. So and I believe in everything there is a good part of every decision, every hard times, and this is what keeps me going on every
day in, day out. That's amazing. Like, that's exactly, I mean, in a way, if you think about corporate missions or achieving environmental goals or sustainability goals, setting up a mission, leading up on a day-to-day basis and creating and amplifying the impact, that's incredible. That's really powerful. Now, before I let you go, Dana, there's a rapid-fire segment of questions that we do. So I'll ask some questions and you can answer with minimal words, either yes, no, or one-word answers as well. So let's see what we have. Okay. One word that describes the future of sustainability in Saudi Arabia.
Transformative, I would say.
Amazing. Transformative. That's definitely we're seeing everywhere happening. Great word. What matters more right now, speed or credibility?
Credibility for sure.
Credibility.
Because without trust, you cannot move ahead. So credibility is key.
That is a key on unlocking everything else
For
is
sure.
credibility.
Speed will come later.
Amazing. Very fair. Okay, carbon markets one. If more companies were to join, say, the carbon markets, what will drive them the most? Do you think it's about regulation, opportunity, or leadership?
I personally believe, although that wasn't our approach, but I personally believe regulations, because regulations will force companies to enter into that market. It's actually a combination of the three, but if I would say the most appealing would be regulations, because not every company has the same understanding, the same belief when it comes to leadership or opportunities. If the regulations come, and opportunities will come for sure with that, it will create some leaders who believes in creating pioneering opportunities in the carbon market.
Very good. So clear regulation drives leadership, creates opportunities. Amazing.
Exactly.
Dana, really appreciate your time. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. CarbonXChange, another episode done. We learned about the 3-generational legacy. We learned about quantifying your decisions based on impact. And we learned about how the future is optimistic and bright. I leave you with this. Please join us for the next episode and we will see you again in the VCM podcast. Thank you.